Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
So LIDS is a drug delivery, drug development company. We are based in Uppsala, Sweden, and we are having our headquarters at Uppsala Business Park. This company was founded 2003, and today we have a quite high number of different projects in different stages, from preclinical stage to phase 2B. So everything in our company is actually based on the nanosolid technology, a technology that is developed by LIDS, it's patented by LIDS, and we do have the possibility to actually tailor-make the release time of the actual drugs that we are formulating. So as you can see here, we are in different areas. We are focusing on oncology and immuno-oncology, and that's where our major work is continuing. So what's the benefits of having a drug delivery technology with sustained delivery? Well, of course, first of all, the technology is very friendly to the body, so it will be removed when the release of the drug is finished. Secondly, also, it can formulate most of the drugs that we've tried. So we have a quite broad spectra of molecules, from the really small ones up to polypeptides. So if we would like to have a product or a drug formulated for 1 month, 3 months, or 6 months, that's possible. And actually, I don't know if you've seen it, but today we announced a message to the market that in the prostate cancer study that we have a follow-up period with, we actually seem to have between 8 and 12 months of delivery of the anti-androgen drug for the Liproca Depot product. So it looks really good for the nanosolid technology. This is just a picture showing how the product looks like. When it's injected into the tumor or the tumor area, it will be solidified, and it will be releasing the drug until the time that has been decided for this specific drug product. So for the patient, of course, there are a lot of advantages. You can get less injections. You can get less side effects, since you are not giving the drug directly into the blood. You are only giving it where the disease is. And that's a big advantage. That means quality of life improvement. And also for the pharmaceutical companies, this is something that can help them to actually tailor-make their specific molecules so they can act in a better way, and also giving the efficacy but still limiting the side effects quite substantially. So we have a very good patent situation. We do have patents for the technology and for prostate cancer. The technology as such, nanosolid, has patents in US and in Europe until 2037. So we are well protected. I don't think there is any pharmaceutical company having 18 years still of patent protection when developing drugs. So we can actually help pharmaceutical companies also to manage the life cycle of their actual APIs. Our business model is built on a traditional licensing model. So we expect to have collaborations and license agreements where we do get milestone payments and, of course, royalty. And having a long patent protection, as you know, that also counts for having quite substantial royalties during many years. But we could also have co-development agreements, and that will be the case in case we do work with a molecule that is not without patent. Then we need to, at least if we would like to enter phase 1, then we would like to have a collaboration because it's not possible otherwise. But generally, we would like to develop our drugs to phase 1 or phase 2. In certain cases, we could also out-license our projects in the preclinical stage. So we have a lot of triggers coming up, and some of these are actually already achieved. We did announce the preliminary data of the prostate cancer study just a few weeks ago, which shows that we have a persistent and good PSA reduction, and that we have a very high response rate on the trial. I will revert back to a little bit more about that study. As you can see also, we are working with docetaxel, that's the DTX project, which is currently in phase 1. And the first patient is treated without problem, and we do foresee a few patients coming in later this autumn. Immuno-oncology has been a very, very important part of our development work lately. We do see the trend in the oncology field that immuno-oncology treatments are heading towards combination treatments, or maybe even triple or quadruple treatments. And we have found out a number of molecules that could actually be very beneficial for the technology and for the patients, because many of these drugs are giving very severe side effects given into the blood systemically. So we do have quite a few there, which are very intriguing and very exciting. So I will also talk a little bit more about that. This is actually our portfolio as it looks today. You see on the top, it's the prostate cancer drug, which is an anti-androgen drug, where we go for patients that has a non-aggressive cancer but still are not getting a treatment. And then the docetaxel, which is giving cytotoxic drugs directly into the tumor, where we're heading for head, neck, lung cancer, and a few others. And then we have the immuno-oncology molecules, which are not able to be given into the blood, like STING agonists and TLR9 agonists. So beside of this, we do have a few which we have chosen because they are so toxic that if you give them systemically, the patient will suffer a lot from it. So we choose the agents based on our technology and based on that these would not be able to be given otherwise. Well, this shows a little bit about the flow, how we plan to out-license the different projects we have in the company. So coming back then to the prostate cancer drug, which is the most advanced project at LIDS, we have just finalized the phase 2b trial, and we have done a number of phase 2 trials before, and they all say the same. We already have a license agreement with China. Poheng Pharma is currently working with the phase 3 synopsis and preparing for having the discussions with the SFDA in China. So, of course, in parallel, there are ongoing discussions and work to get agreements signed for the rest of the world, US and Europe. So which group are we heading to? As you know, prostate cancer is a disease that has a lot of different stages. And as you can see on this picture, we are going for the green part, not the ones that has a very low risk, not the one that has a very aggressive cancer that should have surgery or radiation very soon after the diagnosis. So we have found a patient group that corresponds to approximately 420,000 patients a year, which are eligible for a leproca treatment. And knowing that the amount of prostate cancer diagnosed patients is approximately 1.2, 1.3 million a year. So it's approximately 35% of the population. So I won't go into the detail of prostate cancer, but it's very good to find out in the preliminary results that we have a very good result in this target group that is actually the group that we have worked to help. So this is very favorable for LIDS. It goes directly into our TPP, the target product profile. The study was built up in 2 phases. The second part was more efficacy, whereas the first part was safety, because we actually would like to see the increased dosage that it worked safety-wise. It's also interesting to note that we have a follow-up injection for a certain part of patients. And as I said, it's approximately 8 to 12 months efficacy time. And that goes directly into the system that we can actually treat these patients once a year, and hopefully then they can avoid surgery and radiation, which is having a lot of side effects like impotency and urinary incontinence, etc. So, yeah, we are very happy with the phase 2b results. We are very happy about the open label study that we just released data today. And if there are any questions for the other projects, I'm very happy to respond to these after the presentation here.